Welcome to this random vlog from Mr. E. It's probably vlog number 100 or 101, something like that, since I started quasi-counting. And in this vlog I want to give you some info or news, personal news. I was bitten by a centipede, and let's talk about what that entails. They bite. They don't really have a stinger because they use these pinchers around their mouth. They have like a organ that injects a centipede poison. It's not known to be fatal, so it's not ranking higher than the scorpion or rattlesnake or various other critters. But now, just when I said that I should look around, because I didn't check that well. I'm in a new spot to give you this e-vlog, and I just want you to take a look. I'll give you a little panoramic. Now, this is a very sacred spot. Okay, I'm not going to tell you too much about the religion. You can kind of guess by what you see. And the most sacred thing about this place is that it's non-commercial. It's very organic and raw. You'll see here that it is literally hewn out of the living rock. It is built directly into this natural crystal chamber, and that is really the most sacred location of all, and it's a sanctuary, sanctum, sanctimonious. I'm very glad to be here talking to you. Now let's get back to the centipede. It is not usually fatal unless it's a very large centipede, because the bigger they are, the more venom they put into you. And if the size of the person that gets the bite is smaller, it also increases the chances. So you have to look at those two factors. If it's a small baby that gets bit by a large scorpion, it's very dangerous and possibly fatal, or at least will cause really bad symptoms. And these are the symptoms. You feel a pain around the area of the bite, and it can turn into a rash, and it can get really bad if it's an allergic reaction. So that's just in general. That means it's adverse to what level. There's always an allergic reaction whenever something alien comes into our body, and I have to laugh about it. Allergy is just a scale of how we react to something that's not usually active in our bodies, or even present in our bodies. And I was going to say active because we contain all the viruses that there are in the environment, but they're not activated. And until they become activated or present as a large, out of imbalanced force, then there's no reaction in the health of the overall entity. So our life is on a scale of, how severe, how extreme the reaction is to something. So that's what it means by allergic reaction. So I had a very mild allergic reaction to the extent that there wasn't really much of a rash. But the thing is, I just saw some birds. Beautiful. And I wanted to say also, the air quality here is noticeably better than where I am closer to the town and the sea level. Right now I'm a good deal above the sea level, and especially in the summer that makes all the difference. Or if it's not the summer, it means during the hot season, which can happen at different times of the year depending on where you are, south, around the tropics or the equator. So the area of the bite will get raised. So that is in itself, it's a rash, but it doesn't spread necessarily. So I was able to take this in. So my first reactions were localizing at random places in the body. So I'm just like, ooh, what was that? Ooh, different twinges and stuff, and had different sharp pains. And they say your lymph nodes could swell. They say that you could have difficulty breathing. Your heart will change its rate. The blood pressure could go up. There could be, the palpitations in the heart. There could be various other things. But the curious experience that I had was muscular aching, like in the joints, certain joints on the side where the bite was. It was pretty much always on that side. So I had read somewhere, maybe it was Wikipedia or somewhere else, possibly two other sources, saying that it's like a sprain type of sensation, being sprained, or I thought it was akin to arthritic, or like a joint problem, like injury or tightness to the joint. And I thought that this is the weirdest thing that the poison can do. So, I had to deal with this. I'm still dealing with it, actually. The poison is still affecting my body. And I guess it concentrates in those areas. That must be what's going on. It moves through the body, through the systems, if not just the bloodstream, and it will collect up somewhere, and then it will have this whole job of balancing out with the rest of your system. Okay, moving on to the second topic. I had some animals die, maybe not really connected to the centipede bite. They died for different causes. One, I'm positive that it was dying of old age because it was the oldest chicken that I had. And then another one was one of the younger ones, not the youngest, but it was, it was like a spring chicken, no more than 4 or 5 months, going on 6 months. It's one of the ones featured on Peter-Appleseed, coming out of the box when I purchased them. And this one just suddenly was found dead. And then I'm going to tell you something really sad. I know not a lot of you have seen it, but we had a white bunny, and this really got to me because the bunny also died, and we've been losing a lot of bunnies. Some of them escape. One was killed by a wild beast. One, we don't know what happened. Possibly someone came out of the yard at night and somebody might have taken it. That could have happened right away because there's a lot of people outside where it would have gone. But anyhow, this bunny itself just recently died, and I just have to take a moment here, really. It's just a pity. Really, just a pity. Because I love bunnies. They're vegetarian. They're so cute. They're so gentle usually. I mean, they're easily made gentle, and they're furry. I mean, forget about dogs or cats. I'm all for the bunnies, but Okay, so here's the thing. I had these bodies, and I was going to do proper burials, and then I couldn't find a spot, because I was unprepared, and nighttime was coming, so I had left them aside and was going to do it at first light when I made a decision. And the problem is, something happened at night. And when I came out and discovered that the bodies were missing. And then I tried to figure out, so the bunny was in a different location, so I was like, what could have gotten into this area, because I had it secured from any wild beast that can be imagined in my region here. But the chicken was somewhere else, and that was accessible to almost anything. So I was searching around to try to figure out what it was and what if the threat was still ongoing. And then I was going to check with some weaponry and patrol, and I alerted another adult to coordinate. So as I was going with a light source, I noticed that my neighbor also was out and about, and this was late. This is past midnight. So we got to talking, what's up, and they said they heard things. Now I'm like, what did you hear? And he just said like a lot of commotion and like strange noises. So by that I take it as he couldn't figure out what it was. Strange noises that you don't know what's making it. And we couldn't figure it out. He never could figure it out. I didn't hear what he heard, so I didn't figure it out. And I'm thinking Chupacabra. And look that up if you don't know that Chupacabra. So as I said, I read together, and for business. So I go and find anything, but I did see like a whitish. So just for like a split, if even like a whole second, because I was moving a little bit, and then some rocks or stuff. And the size is either